It all happened in a moment, a most remarkable moment. As moments go, that one appeared no different than any other. If you could somehow pick it up off the timeline and examine it, it would look exactly like the ones that have passed while you have heard these words. It came and it went. It was preceded and followed by others just like it. It was one of the countless moments that have marked time since eternity became measurable. But in reality, that particular moment was like none other. For through that segment of time, a spectacular thing occurred. God became a man. While the creatures of earth walked unaware, divinity arrived. Heaven opened herself and placed her most precious one in a human womb. The omnipotent in one instant made himself breakable. He who had been spirit became pierceable. He who was larger than the universe became an embryo. And he who sustains the world with a word chose to be dependent upon the nourishment of a young girl. God as a fetus. Holiness sleeping in a womb. The creator of life being created. God was given eyebrows, elbows, 2 kidneys, and a spleen. He stretched against the walls and floated in the fluids of his mother. God had come near. He came not as a flash of light or as an unapproachable conqueror, but as one whose first cries were heard by a peasant girl and a sleepy carpenter. The hands that first held him were unmanicured and calloused and dirty. No silk, no ivory, no hype, no party, no hoopla. Were it not for the shepherds there would have been no reception. Were it not for a group of stargazers, there would have been no gifts. Angels watched, and Mary changed God's diaper. The universe watched with wonder as the Almighty learned to walk. Children played in the street with him, and had the synagogue and leader in Nazareth known who was listening to his sermons, what would he have said? Jesus may have had pimples. He may have been tone deaf. Perhaps a girl down the street had a crush on him, or he on her. It could be that his knees were bony. One thing's for sure, he was, while completely divine, completely human. For 33 years he would feel everything you and I have ever felt. He felt weak. He felt weary. He got colds, burped, and had body odor. His feelings got hurt. He got tired, and his head ached. To think of Jesus in such a light as this, well, it seems to be almost irreverent, doesn't it? It's not something we like to do. It's uncomfortable. It is much easier to keep the humanity out of the incarnation, isn't it? But John himself declares it in his amazement. And the Word became flesh and lived among us. And we saw his glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Amen.